So to me, when it comes to content marketing, it all starts with the audience that you're trying to reach and the problem you're trying to solve for them. To create really good content, you have to recognize that you have a variety of different types of customers, and they may be buying your product for different reasons. So once you identify the groups of customers or types of customers or personas that you have, the next question would be to ask, what kind of problem does my product solve for these customers? To know if your content works or not, I think it all starts with an assumption, with your best guess. The next thing is to deliver your content and see how it sticks with the audience. Do people actually spend time reading it or not? And you can gauge that as a validation for your assumption. I think for me to gauge the success of content that we produce, I definitely look at click-through rate as one of the metrics because it indicates just top-level interest in a particular content that we have produced. But then after that, I'm only looking at time on site. To me, average time on site anywhere above, for example, 2 minutes or a minute and a half for maybe slightly shorter pieces, it's definitely a great way of gauging relevancy of the audience that I'm targeting. There's nothing wrong with asking to do certain thing after a person reads a piece of content, like for example, subscribing to a newsletter or downloading ebook or requesting to talk to a sales representative. At the end of the day, it's a decision of a user or a reader to do it or not to do it. If you're one of those brands that are so great at telling really awesome stories that give goosebumps, maybe you can get away with telling one story or showing one video for a user for them to make a decision about your brand. But for us mortals, most of the time you'll actually have to talk to a consumer multiple times through various mediums. So that's why it's great that you got the user to a piece of content, but that's just very initial interaction. That's why you need to think of how can you retarget users with more content and get them to read maybe articles or watch videos that are more bottom of the funnel, where they talk more specifically about the product versus kind of the company values that they would originally interact with. The question of attribution of content is definitely not straightforward. I don't think there's a silver bullet for attribution that currently exists. Otherwise, I think everybody would be using it. I think you can use a combination of different analytics tools. You can certainly use platforms that try to help you map the user journey from the first point of interaction down to sale. You would probably have to supplement it from maybe on-site analytics like Google Analytics. But I would say it's a combination of multiple things, at least at this point in time.